So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today we have More Fun Comics number 83, published in September 1942, so this is the Golden Age, and this is Crime's Hobby House. Have you ever, have you a hobby? Then beware, for an unusual criminal is stalking the city, using the hobbies of others to commit crimes. Toy autos, stamps, this hijacker of hobbies for uses harmless fads for sinister motives. And then Dr. Fate, the man of destiny, decides to start a hobby himself and go crook collecting in Crime's Hobby House. And you'll note that Dr. Fate has now lost his shoulder pads, so he is slowly losing his costume. Well, they're ready to start shooting my little short on famous people and their hobbies. Hobbies. I ought to be able to turn some of these to my advantage, or my name isn't Mordaunt Grimm. A toy gangster, complete to a machine gun, but only a toy. If he were real, then my money worries would be over. I wonder why. I've spent my life building a movie industry for Gotham, but all I get are bills. Why should Hollywood make all the movies if I only had money? Money! These hobbies could make me money. I could see the uses to which I can put them all. Why, this is a hard read. That toy auto, for instance, loaded with explosives. So he decides to use this auto to, I guess, drive at this bank, causing an explosion, and the guards come running. And he then goes in the back door. The fragments of that toy auto will only serve to confuse them. Now to get out of here before those guards return. So I guess he considers toy cars a hobby? I've done it. I've made more money than I ever made before in my life. I'm rich. I can keep up my studio now. But why should I bother with that? If I can make money so easily, why not? I'll use other people's hobbies and collect greenbacks myself. So Dr. Fate spots Inza in his crystal ball, and she's out contacting him over this newest crime. Telepathy must work faster than wireless, I see. We found this fragment of a toy auto at the scene of the crime, and these stamps at another. What do they mean? I'll work on it. So he used these stamps I sent it to the night watchman, but they were poisoned, and I guess he licked them and died. So he robbed the place. And he has now collected a small gang. I want to share my fortune with you. And oh no, I guess that's him now. It looks like he's grown a mustache, but I guess not. Okay, anyway, this is a confusing story. A toy airplane comes down and explodes. And Dr. Fate comes along. Cord will be unable to see long enough for you to get into his hobby room and grab one of his magnifiers. So they go in and they grab a 3-dimensional magnifier. I can't see a thing. That light did that to you. But why? What was the purpose? My collection of slide and card magnifiers. Perhaps that's what they're after. This way. I hear voices. You were right. So he goes in and just starts beating him up. Try collecting one of my punches. Tisk tisk. Don't you know it's impolite to keep both elbows on the table? And in 1940s fashion, he says, here's where we keep 'em flying. So they let him know that it's Grimm who is the criminal. He collects hobbies and uses them to rob people and banks. He leaves them knowing they'll never lead to him. They only puzzle the cops all. I don't know. This is really silly. So what Grimm does is he uses that 3-dimensional whatever to create an image of a group of thugs to distract the security. This will bring them outside while I go inside. So he shoots off a gun. So lifelike are the magnified 3-dimensional stills that the guards are momentarily fooled. So he goes in, and Dr. Fate tells them to stop shooting because it's not real. You'll never get me, Dr. Fate. I'm too smart for you. That's what you think. So he drops some stamps with nitroglycerin. So he's using stamps again. Luckily for us, this steel door is inches thick. Nitroglycerin, so deadly the slightest jar will set it off. Whew, and is it powerful. But Grim can't have gone too far in that short space of time. From the sky, I'll get a bird's eye view of the street. So he goes after Grim and finds him at his location. Dr. Fate's lungs are vulnerable, so these statuettes that contain secret gas vials within ought to finish him off. So Dr. Fate comes in, but he sees a dead plant. Well, here he sees a dead plant. That plant, it's dying right in front of me. Gas, that's the answer. The whole room is flooded with gas. So Grim comes in and spots Dr. Fate dead. He'll never interfere again with any of my schemes. I'm rid of him forever. What? Who? Only a costume on one of your clothes dummies, Grim. Clever bit of camouflage, eh, what? I left the window open to empty the room of the gas. It was a simple matter to arrange the dummy after that. Oh! You know the chief of police has an interesting hobby, too. He collects criminals. He's dying to get his hands on you. Bah! If your hobby is action, then you're bound to collect 1,000 thrills when you read the next issue of and meet new Dr. Fate. Oh, Jesus. So again, he's lost another part of his costume, and that's not the last part he'll lose. And I thought the story was terrible because it's just completely unfocused, and I'm sure that Grimm will never appear again in comics ever.